Ford is making waves as it unveils its blueprint for the future of automotive production. And that future is most definitely EVs. Ford is making a $5 billion bet on a new manufacturing process that it says will greatly simplify how EVs, or any automobile for that matter, is made, making its vehicles among the most affordable in the world. Called the Ford Universal EV Platform, it's all going to start with a new mid-sized pickup truck built in Louisville, Kentucky, that will reach customers in 2027. Ford CEO Jim Farley says his skunkworks team has thrown out the old playbook.
We saw this coming for years. We knew that the Chinese would be the major player for us globally. Companies like BYD, new startups from around the world. Big technology has their ambition in the auto space.
Farley stresses this is a bet that comes with risk.
We're doing so many new things, I can't tell you with 100% certainty that this will all go just right. It is a bet. There is risk. The automotive industry has a graveyard littered with affordable vehicles that were launched in our country with all good intentions. And they fizzled out with idle plants, laid off workers, and red ink. And at Ford, 3 years ago, we set out to break that cycle.
The engineering and manufacturing of Ford's next generation EVs is going to be very different than what's currently rolling off assembly lines. With a 20% parts reduction and 40% fewer workstations in the plant, coupled with a 15% increase in production line speed. Doug Field is Ford's Chief EV Digital and Design Officer.
I wanted to figure out how we could combine the innovation of the startups like Tesla and Rivian with the industrial might and the storied 122 history of Ford. And this quote here from Henry Ford was our constant inspiration. The Model T was affordable not because it was a thrifted version of other cars that were out there. It was the result of brilliant minds taking fundamentally new approaches to old problems. We had to do the same thing. For example, in our old systems, a chassis engineer might be actually penalized for spending an extra $5 on brakes. And in cases like this project, that $5 could have saved us $20 in batteries, $25 in batteries, because they were lower drag. So our team worked that way constantly and tirelessly. One of our mantras was simple. It was, the best part is no part. If you just look at the body and compare it to a traditional pickup, 3/4 of the parts are gone. It has 1/4 of the parts. 2/3 of the welds are gone, for those of you who run the body shop, and half of the fasteners are gone. In the electrical system, compared to typical Gen 1 electric SUVs, the team removed 4,000 feet of wiring. Over 3/4 of a mile of wiring is gone.
Field says he's confident this is the first time any manufacturer anywhere in the world has done anything like this to such a large extent.
Now, you might be wondering why we decided that our universal vehicle should be an EV. It enabled a lot of the revolution you're going to see in the assembly, but we also believe EVs are the best product, by far, for the customers we're going after. You charge it at home, it's always ready in the morning, and you never visit a gas station. It's a really surprising experience once you own one. Incredibly low maintenance, and it's really, really fun.
Ford didn't unveil any future models at today's event, but did confirm the first one out of the gate will be a mid-size four-door pickup with a starting price of $30,000. Getting battery costs down are a key part of making that price point.
The biggest factor that affects the cost of an electric vehicle is batteries. But reducing the size of the battery makes its way into every other part of the vehicle and allows us to make a lot of cost gains. We are going to use lithium iron phosphate batteries. They are cobalt and nickel free.
Right now, there's a lot of speculation that Ford will revive its historic Ranchero name for the upcoming EV pickup due to a recent trademark filing. If that ends up being true, it will be fun to see whether Ford tries to integrate any styling cues from the historic Rancheros, which were always two-door pickups based on automotive platforms. Ford is calling this its next Model T moment. Let's hope for Ford fans that proves to be true. If you found this episode of EV Rider useful, please go ahead and give this video a like. Hit that notification bell and subscribe to the EV Rider YouTube channel so I can bring you more EV news and more adventures in EV motoring. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you again soon.